For August 5th council meeting.
Anita Francis.
Here.
Walter Hayes.
Here.
Holly Levine. Here. Bob McAfee.
Here.
David Pyle.
Here.
James Shanks. Roger Spencer.
Here.
Carol Wolford.
Here.
Will you stand with me for the pledge and then the invocation to follow? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, we give thanks for the opportunity to serve the city of Carl Junction as its Board of Aldermen. As we begin this session, we pray for your continued guidance and blessing. We must renew our dedication to the task before us and help us fulfill our responsibilities with diligence and integrity. Amen.
Number 3 is approval of the agenda. Any questions, comments, or changes? I see we did have an amended agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion to approve the agenda by Dr. Powell, second by Holly Levine. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. 7 in the affirmative with 1 absent. Number 4 is a consent agenda, which is previous meeting minutes and approval of disbursements. Any questions or comments there or changes?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion to approve the consent agenda by Holly Levine, second by Dr. Pyle. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. 7 in the affirmative, 1 absent. Number 5 is public forum. Does anyone wish to speak? Now is your chance. Let me read this before we get started. Each person wishing to speak to the mayor, Board of Aldermen, shall state their name and address or organization, the subject matter they wish to comment upon. All comments should be directed to the mayor in a civil manner. Comments are limited to 5 minutes unless the mayor or Board of Aldermen grant additional time. Please give your name and address.
My name's Kristen Hawkins at 301 South Main. I own PUP. We got a new sidewalk, and I just wanted to say thanks. We've gotten a lot of compliments on it. It looks very, very good, so thank you very much. That's all.
Anyone else wishing to speak? Second call. Anyone else wishing to speak, please come forward. If not, we're moving on. Number 6, P&Z cases. 6A, case 2503, final plat for Rainier Farms Phase 2. Is there anyone here that wishes to speak for this plat? Please give your name for us, please.
Hi, I'm Lillian Bryant, 811 3rd Street in Joplin. I'm here with OWN on behalf of Schuber Mitchell Homes. I'm here to answer any questions that you guys might have about our final plat for Rainier Farms Phase 2.
Mayor, Planning and Zoning met on this last week, and they are recommending approval.
Okay.
Can you give us some details about the project, please?
Yeah, so this is the second phase of Rainier Farms. It is off of Ivy Road. There are 26 lots. That's not correct. Sorry. It's going to be lots 49 through 116. We already have completed phase 1 and it's been a good success. We're going to have a detention pond built into this phase as well. It's a pretty straightforward right there in the middle off of Ivy Road, and there's also going to be an additional egress coming off of Ivy Road.
How many homes in phase 1 are completed?
R. Elivo with Schuber Mitchell Homes. We have around 60% of the houses off the ground. They're not completed. I'll say 30% are completed, and the other 30% is on the works, and maybe like a 40% of open lots right now.
Okay, and how are any of those sold at the moment?
There's at least 30 100% sold, yes, correct.
When are you expecting people to start moving in?
As soon as possible. Yeah, that's the goal. I mean, we want to sell them all, trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're looking at 116 homes,
lots.
lots.
Yes,
at the
correct.
moment.
Yes.
And do we have any green space planned in that development?
Yeah, we do have actually a walking trail connecting to this trail right here. I forget the name of this trail. So it actually goes all the way north and connects to this trail, and actually it gives you access to here. So that's what we're considering right now, pretty much a green space for the subdivision.
Any lots available for like playground equipment for the kids?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment.
Oh, maybe you could find one?
We can talk about it. Yes. Yes.
I saw a development in Webb City is getting a community pool.
That is correct. Yes.
Maybe we could think about that for Carl
We
Junction?
can definitely do that for sure. Yes.
Right, I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions for case 2503? Anyone wishing to speak against this? Since this is a... Okay, if not, we'll move on. 6B, case 2505, preliminary plat for Brarbrook Plaza, Phase 2. Is there anyone here wishing to speak for that, too?
Hi, Lily and Brian again. So Briarbrook Plaza Phase 2, right there off Fur Road. It's an addition to Phase 1 that has already been completed on Anita Plaza. It's 16 lots. They are duplexes, so 32 residential living spaces. There's an existing pond on site that Schubert Mitchell has already drained, and it will be filled in, as well as the pond that's in Phase 5 just to the north is going to be improved and deepened to accommodate all of the stormwater runoff from this new phase. Schubert Mitchell has already planned on helping regrade the pond that is on the east side of the subdivision, and our stormwater is going to flow out of our pond and across that lot and playground area into an existing culvert.
Is this the retention pond with the fish that flooded onto our soccer fields?
Yeah, that is correct. So we addressed that a couple of weeks ago with Steve, and we actually took care of that. So this improvement will actually prevent that to happen in the future, because we're gonna take all the water actually north to the existing detention pond in Anita Drive, and then there's gonna be, I believe, a pipe underground taking that east through there. So that should not be an issue moving forward.
So moving forward, you don't think we're gonna have any storm runoff from the detention pond to the soccer fields?
There'll be a channel dedicated for that right now, because what happened is right now there's a temporary detention pond, and there's not a channel dedicated for that.
Okay.
So with all the rain that we got lately, I mean, we got some pretty large storms in the last few months for sure. With this improvement, the way this is designed and the way the city engineer also approved it, we made sure that there's enough runoff to take everything east through there.
Okay, and when do we expect this project to happen?
This one is actually, as soon as we can get it approved, we'll move forward with this one. This will be the continuation of the existing duplexes behind Casey's over there. We would like to finalize that road going east.
Will these be rentals or owned?
I can't really tell you right now, to be honest. It depends. I mean, we would love to be able to sell those to individuals. That's our goal as a company, but also people might buy it, so I can't really give you a firm answer on that one right now.
How's the entrance to these homes?
It will be Tersh Briarbrook Drive right there, I believe so.
And all these roads are completed? There's not
Yeah, to
any
my
construction
understanding, yes.
entrances to that area?
To my understanding, yes.
You'll have actually two onto Briarbrook Drive, the existing one where those duplexes are already. It's also an extension of Anita, so that they could go around on Anita too. It does dead end at the property line between where Schuber Mitchell owns and where Lou Stutzman owns. And so it is just that final section there of getting Anita all the way out to the,
North and south.
yeah, north and south.
Okay. And do we need anything from them on that, like connecting Anita?
Not from Schuber Mitchell, we don't.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So what was the determination from P&Z, Steve?
P&Z is recommending approval.
Okay. Thank you. We'll move on.
Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Talley.
unlike the final plat action where there's an ordinance on the agenda later for the final plat we have just considered, this is a preliminary plat and our code requires council approval of the preliminary plat by simple motion.
Okay, thank you.
Make a motion that we approve the preliminary plat for Briarbrook Plaza Phase 2.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Pyle to give our approval of the Plaza plat, second by Roger Spencer. This is a hand vote. All those in favor, please raise your right hand in favor of it. 7 in favor, 1 absent. Anything else? Okay. Okay, number 7 is discussion of continuance date for impeachment hearing. I think that needs to be a council discussion, and I will allow whoever wants to talk about it.
Good evening. Since we were here last time, there was a motion for continuance filed by Mr. Fleischaker, as well as some discussion within the city regarding who's going to advise your mayor pro tem during that hearing, or if there's going to be a separate officer involved in that. And I think that they sent their available dates. There we go. And I think we just need to coordinate a date that's available for you all and is available with Mr. Fleischaker and myself. What discussions, I guess, need to happen at this point, it's just whatever you guys want to figure out as far as those go. I think Mr. Fleischaker thought it was going to take longer than one evening. Yeah, so I know people work, so he was, I think at one time was maybe hoping it would take place during the day. I don't know how feasible that is for you all or how workable that is, or if there can set 2 nights out in a row that we could go in case it goes over. But we're open for options. That's kind of up to you guys what where we set this.
Me personally, the daytime doesn't work, but any of those evenings is fine.
I should have said this sooner, but I feel like we should talk about ordinance 8C before we have this discussion.
Okay.
Is that possible? I'd like to motion to move ordinance 8C up to right now before this discussion.
Is that a proper procedure, Mr. Talley?
Yes.
Okay. Have a motion to move HC up for discussion right now by Holly Levine, second by Carol Wolford. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. 7 in the affirmative. So we move ordinance approving a legal agreement with Catterley and Catterley for legal service during impeachment proceedings.
Mayor, I'm not sure. I think we ought to let these, Mayor Pro Tem.
Yeah, I know, but I mean-
who are involved in this work.
I think that'd be okay and advisable.
Some of the council members here don't have that in front of them.
No, I got the memorandum, but I don't have the,
We have additional contract. So the, I can kind of explain, I don't have the contract with me that, from Mr. Catterley. I think that there are copies available, but when we passed the initial ordinance, it advised that, or made, part of the agreement was, or the ordinance that passed was that the mayor pro tem could employ counsel to advise her procedurally through the hearing. There's kind of two ways to look at that. That's the way the motion came through. There's been discussion, and I think we may have to have something before that next meeting, or the impeachment meeting, depending on what Ms. Levine wants to do as far as how to handle that. So typically, or at least the way we've handled it is that you have somebody that advises you, you're the chair of the meeting, and then you make the decisions and rulings if there's objections, things like that between the council of what either comes into evidence or the procedure goes. You can consult that attorney. They can advise you and you make your decisions. The alternate route is that you would have, you could appoint somebody to be the hearing officer. But I think either way, and then there wouldn't necessarily need to be an attorney to advise you, because they would be making those decisions just on their own. I mean, at least the thought process in our firm currently is that that's the first way. The way you did approve is the proper procedure, because it's still a public meeting, and we feel that it should be handled by the actual an alderman or mayor pro tem in this case to be the chair of that meeting, and with advice of legal counsel. But I think that the contract is, at least for Mr. Catterley, is going to be whatever his role is. I think it's going to be the same. As far as that goes, and I think obviously if that role changes, and I think that's going to kind of be up to your mayor pro tem of what she's comfortable with doing at that hearing. But I think essentially his hourly rate was it $300 an hour? Yeah, to advise the mayor pro tem or be the counsel for that hearing.
I mean, I personally, for myself, would prefer if we did have somebody else that ran that hearing. I mean, I have not gone to law school. I've never practiced law or been a judge of any kind. I mean, I came on this board to improve the city, not to try to judge somebody. I don't know.
It's kind of the same way. I mean, so you would, if Mr. Catley was the one that was hired and there was a question, you could consult with him and then you would make the ruling. I mean, the only difference is essentially he would make the ruling. Otherwise, I mean, the design of that is to, either of those two ways is to design that way, because we understand that people haven't gone to law school and are trying to make it so that the hearing can be done appropriately, because it's not something that normally happens. So there's, I mean, nobody anticipates a council member and alderman to be well versed in that process. So I think you can go ahead and approve the contract based on the hourly fee if we can talk, and then if we want to change that, we can either you've got another meeting come in 2 weeks, correct? Meet every 2 weeks. Either move forward, we can pass another ordinance to where you are, instead of appointing counsel, that you're appointing a hearing officer for that hearing, and I think he would just transition into that role.
I'm just looking at the agreement and the ordinance, and it looks, we're talking about legal services.
Yes.
It seems to me that may be broad enough for the high role.
I don't remember how I worded it in the...
Legal fee agreement talks about advisory.
Oh, his agreement, yes. I think his agreement would transition either way.
And the ordinance is just provide legal services to the board of alderman.
Okay.
Which I think probably is broad enough to go in either direction.
So, I mean, we just, at this point, and I know not everybody has the contract, but I mean, essentially that's what it is. There's a retainer, I think, of, just by looking through, $2,400 and then $300 per hour. I don't anticipate his involvement to be that great other than at the time of the hearing. Now, I could be wrong. I don't want to speak for him. I don't know what what process he would have to get ready for, but, I mean, there would obviously be he would want to look through the documents and be familiar with what's been approved for the procedure of the hearing through the Missouri Administrative Procedure Act, pursuant to the ordinance you've already passed. So, but I think that at first, I mean, granted, again, you've already approved by ordinance that you can seek legal counsel, but I think you do have to approve the contract separately. So if that's what you want to look at, is I guess what we're taking up at this point.
Motion to put this ordinance on first reading by title only.
Second.
An ordinance approving a legal fee agreement between the city of Carl Junction, Missouri and Stephen H. Catterley, law offices Catterley and Catterley, Lamar, Missouri, to provide legal services to the Board of Alderman during proceedings to impeach the mayor of the city of Carl Junction, Missouri, at a rate of $300 per hour plus reimbursable expenses with a $2,400 retainer and as otherwise provided in the fee agreement, providing the terms and conditions thereof and authorizing the mayor and or city administrator to execute said legal fee agreement for and on behalf of the city of Carl Junction, Missouri.
I'm sorry, is there any discussion on this?
Can I be recognized?
Yes, sir.
I'm just concerned about public input into this process. I know there's a public forum, but that didn't seem to be the appropriate spot to bring up this topic. But I just want to ensure that during that hearing, that there is public input into the process as well. I don't know whether that's being considered or not, but from my point of view, it should be. There's a lot of activity going on up here, a lot. When you have to have two lawyers to be able to advise you to move one thing, pretty difficult and pretty naive when someone thought that brought this up, that it would just be a minor activity. And now we've spent $9,000 and we're going to spend a lot more. I think the public needs to get an input to the city council some way or another.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Any discussion, or we can take a motion for second reading?
Make a motion, to put it on second reading by title only.
Second.
An ordinance approving a legal fee agreement between the city of Carl Junction, Missouri and Stephen H. Catterley, law offices Catterley and Catterley, Lamar, Missouri, to provide legal services to the Board of Alderman during proceedings to impeach the mayor of the city of Carl Junction, Missouri, at a rate of $300 per hour plus reimbursable expenses with a $2,400 retainer and as otherwise provided in the fee agreement, providing the terms and conditions thereof and authorizing the mayor and or city administrator to execute said legal fee agreement for and on behalf of the city of Carl Junction, Missouri.
Does anybody have any further discussion?
I can add that the reason, I think, obviously know Mr. Talley has conflicted on this, and then the reason I can't advise as the person who's, for lack of a better term, prosecuting the impeachment, is that there's a perceived conflict there that on my role is to, be an advocate as far as the impeachment goes, and so advising the board or the mayor pro tem would be a conflict to have that same person do that.
I just think it's a good idea to have ourselves protected too. None of us are attorneys. I think it's wise to have somebody have our back as we go through this because, like I said, we aren't attorneys. We don't know the correct procedure.
Right. Any further discussion?
Make a motion, to put it on final passage.
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll to go, roll call vote to go to electronic vote.
And vote.
And vote to go to the roll.
And vote to go to an electronic vote. Thank you.
All those in favor?
Say all.
Sorry, you guys. All right, all in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, clerk.
That is ordinance 25. Sorry. Ordinance 25.
Okay, moving on to the discussion for the continuance.
All right, so I think the dates I have here are from, are those Mr. Fleischaker's, the 20th, 21st, 25th, 26th, and 27th?
Yeah, and the,
The only date I,
you know, if you want to look at, if you're going to do it in evenings and you want to do 2 consecutive nights, you know, you could look at the 27th, 28th, 28th, 29th, somewhere in there. I don't know what Steve's schedule's like.
I can't do, and the only date I see that I can't do is the 22nd, and then I've got a trial on the 29th, so. Other than that, I should be able to make any of those other days work. Do we know when Mr. Catterley's available?
He indicated that he was available any of those evenings also.
So what do you guys think as far as, do you think we'll be able to accomplish this in one evening, or do we need to schedule 2 evenings?
I mean, I think it would make sense to just schedule 2 back to back, and if you didn't need a second night, then leave it there.
That's probably the best scenario, so you got, that we know everybody's available, so we're not, I don't think it's gonna, I don't know how late we want to go in the evening. I don't think it's going to go super late if we were to continue to do it that night, but I also don't want to get to a point that somebody, you know, that it's late, people are tired, want to go home, and we don't have another day set for the remainder of the hearing if there's still people to be called. So I think you had previously talked about start, was it 6 o'clock? Is that what we were looking at? Does 6 p.m. still work for everybody? Is that it? I mean, I would, any of those day dates, the 20th and 21st is a Wednesday and Thursday. And then the 25th, 26th, 27th is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday the next week.
Yeah, I'd say that last week, 2 consecutive nights that last week of August.
The 25th and 26th.
I'm not available on the 25th.
You're unavailable? Okay. What about the 26th and 27th? The Tuesday, Wednesday?
I'm unavailable on the 25th and the 27th. All the other dates I'm available.
You said you're not available the 27th?
Correct.
Okay. So we're looking at consecutive days. How about the 20th and 21st? That's the week before. That's the Wednesday, Thursday.
Let me just say, I'm going to be on, I'm coming back from the vacation on the 15th. I've got to get you witness lists, we got to get subpoenas out. And I'll be honest that, I mean, I said I could do it those dates, but that really squeezes me.
Let's do the 26th in the evening and hope we get it done in one evening, and we'll have the 28th as a backup.
2 days later. The 20, are you available the 28th? Okay. We just need a motion to approve the 6 PM on the 26th and then 6 PM on the 28th. Does that work for everybody else? I know we don't have somebody here, but and I'll have to.
Make a motion, 26, 28, 8, or 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Everybody, right hand if you agree with these dates. Okay. Dates are good.
Okay. We'll just work to get it. Yep.
Do we have any further discussion on this from your end?
No, I'll talk to you when the meeting's over and we'll figure out what you want to do. And then if that's whatever you're more comfortable with, we can work that out with Mr. Catterley and then we'll just file an amendment before at your next meeting, which should happen before those dates, so we can get that taken care of.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you. Does anybody else have any questions for Mr. Daly? Thank you.
Number 8, ordinances. 8A, ordinance approving a final plat of Rainier Farms Phase 2.
Make a motion that we put the ordinance on first reading by title only.
Motion by Dr. Powell to put it on first reading by title only, second by Roger Spencer. Will the clerk read the title?
An ordinance accepting Rainier Farms Phase 2 of Carl Junction, subject to certain conditions.
Any questions, council? Any discussion? I'd entertain a
Make a motion, we put it on second reading by title only.
Second.
second reading by title only by Roger Spencer, second by Dr. Powell. Will the clerk read the title for the second time?
An ordinance accepting Rainier Farms Phase 2 of Carl Junction, subject to certain conditions.
Make a motion, we put the ordinance on final passage.
Second.
Motion to put this on final passage by Dr. Powell, second by Carol Wolford. All those wishing to move forward to a vote, please raise your hand. 7 in the affirmative, please vote. 7 yeses with 1 absent. Ordinance number
25, 20,
8B, ordinance approving an agreement with General Code for complete recodification of city code.
Make a motion, put it on first reading by title only.
Second.
Motion by Roger Spencer to put it on first reading by title only, second by Dr. Powell. Will the clerk read the title?
an ordinance approving a proposal for the codification services between the city of Carl Junction, Missouri and General Code LLC, a New York limited liability company, to provide codification services for an estimated cost of $12,950. And as provided in the proposal dated February 7th, 2025, providing the terms and conditions thereof, and authorizing the mayor to execute said proposal for and on behalf of the city of Carl Junction, Missouri.
Any discussion or questions, council?
I have one. This says it's good for 6 months. That expires, what, the day after tomorrow. So is this price still, okay, and we didn't want the one part of the ordinance, or we didn't want the one part where they were gonna do the pronouns and all of that?
Yeah, we just won't fill that part out.
Okay.
So this was already discussed, we had budgeted for this already, we just need an ordinance to actually sign.
Do you want to explain, just so everybody's aware of what this does real quick?
So this general code will actually go through our code and they will recodify everything. They will make sure that all of our codes are in line with all of the state statutes. If anything has changed since we originally adopted this code, they recommend we recodify every 10 years, and I don't believe we have recodified since the code was passed. So, I mean, there have been ordinances here lately that we've had to change it because we were out of line with state statutes. We have places where one code we have directly contradicts another code. They will go through and they will fix all of that. They will clean it up. We will get new code books. It will be online. It's that whole process. That's
Make a motion, we put the ordinance on second reading by title only.
Please, Mr. Talley.
I was just waiting for Elena to finish, but I'm sorry.
It's okay. Does my motion still stand? We'll sit on it.
It seemed to me this would be a good time to make an example. I have been involved in a dispute involving Steve and Elena and out-of-city builder of prefabricated sheds. They're actually made over in Springfield. And an attorney has been contacting us, and I've been exchanging letters with him. The upshot is that we're insisting upon charging a business license fee to that Springfield builder of the prefab sheds, even though the only thing that happens over in College Junction is the placement of the shed, for which they have to get a building permit and they have to have 2 inspections. But the attitude of the attorney and the builder in Springfield is they don't do business over here. They're just shipping like anybody, like Amazon would deliver something, and yet we insist upon them having not just a building permit, not just having the inspections, but also having a business license because the shed is being placed. Well, we've had many discussions, Elena, Steve, and I, about this, and the upshot is the code apparently is giving mixed signals that Mary Beth interpreted for many years one way, and that just don't jive with charging a business license for them building something and being in business in another city. Hopefully, this recodification process will solve that problem and clean up any language that would allow multiple interpretations and solve this little controversy. But the reason I brought it up is we need direction from the board as to whether we want to hardline this and insist upon a business license, which I believe will leave us in court, or whether we accede to this demand by this attorney out of Springfield, and hopefully we can clean up the code in this codification process, which is the way I'm leaning. Steve, please weigh in.
It's been a pretty active discussion, I'd say. It's been good. That's all, you know. I think that insisting, and my stance has been that I think that insisting that they have a business license leaves us on pretty thin ground if we would ever have to go to court. I don't know that. That's just what my gut feeling is on this. To me, it's along the lines of Best Buy delivering appliances, or Wayside Furniture delivering furniture, that type of thing. What I think causes the problem is the fact that this company is selling to our residents, and the residents are required, or their agent is required to get a building permit for that, because planning and zoning, we designate where they can't put, an accessory building of that sort, and we need to ensure that we're following planning and zoning code on that type of thing, 6-foot and 10-foot setbacks on those. I don't know if it's correct that we charge them a business license. I admit that. I don't know. So rarely do I get involved in this stuff because this is the city clerk's purview. It was Mary Beth's, it was Elena's, you know. I get involved when the building permit comes through and I sign off on it. But I also want to make sure that our code is defendable if we're ever called into court on it. So I want to make sure that we're covered on it. Additional mud in the water is the fact that every other company out there that we deal with that does accessory buildings gets a license. No problem at all. It is just this one company that we're having the problem with. And that doesn't even matter whether it's Lowe's, Home Depot, or Trimline Barnes, or any of those. They all get a business license, or in Lowe's and Home Depot's case, a contractor's license. This doesn't necessarily have to be a contractor's license because it's not actually doing construction here, but it would qualify as a subcontractor or even qualify as a miscellaneous service provider. So that's my thoughts on it.
And let me just say that I know attorneys come cheap, but if we get sued on this, oh, wait a minute, no, we passed an ordinance here to raise the attorneys. But I probably would not be able to handle the defense of this case. Those days are past. You should know that, and you probably will have to get special counsel to do this. It's not a promise, but I certainly lean that way. So
I think that, and I'm going to speak for Elena here real quick, she just needs direction. She wants to make sure that what the clerks do, she can back them up on it, you know, and that what they're asking for is what you guys want also. So that's the big thing. If we need to change the code, let's change the code. I don't have a problem with that. If we need to take out some of that ambiguity in there, let's take that out. Let's put something in there.
Well, anymore, you can buy storage buildings from Amazon and have them shipped to your house. Isn't that about the same principle?
Those are assembly required.
But you still have to have a permit to put it in your yard, though.
You still have to have a permit to put it in your yard.
but you don't have to have a business license.
Right.
You don't have to have a business license.
Amazon just delivers it. And here's what I picture, because that argument's been made in our discussions. To stand before a judge and say, the fact that Amazon leaves a couple of points out and you have to put them in means they don't have to get a business license, but if it's completely done when they ship it, then you do have to get a business license. Like the builder in Springfield, completely done. Now, what is the logic? That's a reverse logic, is what that is. You have a little left to do, you don't need a business license. You finish it over there in Springfield and ship it, you do need a business license. I would have a hard time arguing that to a judge. Does it make sense?
Okay, I would just like to say to that point, the Amazon driver is not setting up the building for you. You are doing it yourself. Whereas these companies are bringing it in and setting up the building. I feel like that's a little bit of a false premise.
Well, it's just, the thing that comes to me that I think about is if I buy a vehicle from McClarty Daniel in Bentonville, Arkansas, and I have them deliver it to my house, am I now going to say that McClarty Daniel has to have a business license in Carl Junction?
I can't hear you.
If I were to buy a vehicle from like McClarty Daniel in Bentonville, Arkansas, and I have them deliver that to my house, are we suggesting that in reality McClarty Daniel needs to have a business license in Carl Junction?
That's how I.
No, but we're going to collect sales tax on that.
Well, that they have to do anyway.
We're not going to get any sales tax off of this building. We will get sales tax off of the vehicle.
Council, I think Mr. Talley is asking for some direction because he's going to have to write a letter to this attorney in Springfield I know it's a tough decision, and I know it's probably setting some kind of a precedence.
It is certainly for this company, and I don't know if that's how it will impact other companies in a similar situation.
I can't in good conscience make other companies get one if we give this company an extension, or an exemption. So if you want to say we don't require a business license for this anymore, then that decision goes across the board, because how can you exempt one company and make everybody else get a business license?
In my own mind, if the company is coming in and preparing the land to put this down, they are doing business. If they're just delivering it to a spot and setting it there, they're not. That's how.
So this is like the customer has like a concrete slab at their house ready to go, and they come and drop it off?
Right. That's what I'm picturing. If they come in and prepare the land, the outtown,
Right.
somebody needs a business license to do that, whether it's the delivery service or the builder. Somebody's coming in and constructing, building something. That would be different. But,
Was that question posed? Whether they were prepping or not? I don't know who sets the concrete pad.
Or if it's not concrete.
And who
rock
levels
base.
it?
I mean, I don't know.
We don't know.
who does that.
Yeah.
I bought one in Joplin, it's probably been 12 years ago now. And the guy that was selling them bought them from, I think it was Lynn Creek or something, a place up by Lake of the Ozarks. They built it up there, shipped it to this, or they delivered it to my house, but I had to have the ground all prepped and ready for them to set it. And I don't know that, I came in and got a permit to set it in my yard, but nobody asked me about a building permit from the company that built the shed. But I had to do my own groundwork to set it there.
So we've taken up an ordinance for an agreement for general recodification, and now we're talking about the specifics of a particular piece of code and
and I apologize to the board, okay.
I just wonder, should this be something that the Code and Nuisance Committee takes up separately, discusses, and then we bring back to the full council after they've had a chance to review it?
And you're right, usually when I do write a new code or something, I bring it in front of the Code and Nuisance Committee first, and then it does. This is a separate thing. Yeah, you have an ordinance in front of you, so.
If I understand it, this attorney has been contacting us sometime in the late May, and his last letter was the,
July 22nd, I believe, and I owe him a response. So that's why I thought it imperative that I get some direction to the council. And I apologize for interrupting the codification. It just seemed like the spot to bring it up, but I may have been wrong. But, okay, we can take it up later if you. Under old business,
we had one motion on the floor for
Second reading?
second reading. Didn't get a second on it. Got a second from Roger Spencer, so we have a first and a second. Will the clerk read the title for the second time, please?
An ordinance approving a proposal for codification services between the City of Carl Junction, Missouri, and General Code LLC, a New York limited liability company, to provide codification services for an estimated cost of $12,950, and as provided in the proposal dated February 7th, 2025, providing the terms and conditions thereof, and authorizing the mayor to execute said proposal for and on behalf of the City of Carl Junction, Missouri.
Make a motion, we put the ordinance on final passage.
Second.
Motion to put this on final passage by Dr. Powell, second by Walter Hayes. This is a hand vote to go to electronic vote. All those in favor signify by 7 affirmative, 1 absent. Please vote. 7 yeses, 1 absent. Ordinance number
25-22.
Number 9 is reports. 9A is administration report. Steve Lawver.
Under the stormwater, we did get an email today approving the changes to the engineering at West Harbor.
Anything else, Steve?
The one PD vehicle that we received is the detective vehicles, Tesla for the detective.
Any questions of Steve of his report? Nothing to add, Steve?
Yes, sir.
You don't want to discuss about the tax evaluation and stuff?
Yeah, I was going to do that under the business. one
Okay.
here. That's basically 25 years worth of evaluations that I've collected there and how we've grown from, in 2000, we were at $49 million, is that what it was? $39 million, and now in 2025, valuation of the city is $129 million. So we've grown substantially. The biggest problem with that is that the revenue stream that the state auditor allows us could care less whether you grow or not. They don't take that into account. They hold it at whatever the CPI was, so which we'll be able to do our tax levy at the next meeting. Basically, we're going to be able to collect $15,000 more in property taxes, so on general revenue.
That is based on the Hancock Amendment that was passed years ago that we cannot take a windfall.
Yeah, and the formula that the auditors use is
Steve, do you know off the top of your head what the big jump was in state assessed? Or relatively big, it appears to me, from,
yeah, $4 million jump there. I do not. I have no idea what that would be. I would have to ask the county clerk.
2018 to 2019? Is that what you're talking about there?
24 to 25.
1 million to
That was, yeah. Any discussion on that, council?
I think there was still something at the state level where values had increased, but counties had not increased it as much as they were supposed to, so there was a big jump this year.
One question, Steve, is this, where they're freezing the property taxes for seniors, is that going to affect us immensely?
I thought that was supposed to be on this valuation, but there's no line item on the valuation for that freezing. So I can't tell you if that's going to affect us or not. I'm sure it will, but I just don't know for sure yet because they haven't shown anything. Because I thought that those freezes were supposed to take effect with this one.
Yeah, that's from what I understand, and every year you have to go back and reapply for it.
Yep, you sure do.
So that needs to be a thought or discussion for budget committee maybe, I don't know. Moving on, if there's no further discussion on that, we'll go to Public Works report. Jay, do you have anything to add to your report? Council, you have anything to ask Jay of his report? I jumped one. Treasurer's report. Any question of that? Shows all what we have in our general funds and our street funds and our capital improvement. Any questions there?
I just have one comment on this. I am very proud of where the city is at financially compared to where it used to be. I know Mary Beth and Elena worked very hard on that and keeping us in there. I mean, we hold a AA- rating in Standard & Poor's, which for a city our size is just phenomenal. our financial stability, I think should be commended. I think it's a great job. Everybody, you guys, the budget committee, everybody does a fantastic job. I think we watch out for the funds in the city very well.
Any questions of the treasurer report? If not, we'll move on. I jumped into department reports. I'm sorry. Building inspector report. Any questions on the building inspector's report?
I apologize, I just got back today from 12 days vacation, so my department report had one item on it prior to me leaving, and I will just include that on my next regular report.
Okay. Anything, questions of the chief since he's been gone? We'll move on. Committee reports. I'll get my list out here. Budget and Finance, Walter Hayes, Chair.
I don't have anything.
Code Nuisance, Carol Wolford.
I think we need to have a meeting probably before the next meeting at 6:30, if at all possible.
And the topic of discussion?
Shed licenses.
Okay.
Or whatever. We need to get that straightened out.
Anything else? Carol?
No.
Human Resources, Roger Spencer, Chair.
Nothing at this time.
Public Facilities and Planning, Dr. Pyle.
Public Facilities Committee has a meeting on the 21st of August at 4 o'clock with SAP Design regarding the strategic plan.
Okay. Economic Development, Holly Levine, Chair.
Yes, we got our survey back for our property, and Steve got that turned into retail strategies. And then at the next P&Z meeting?
Only item we've got right now for it, so possibly. It's got to be out there for 21 or 30 days, whatever it is, before we can have the meeting.
Okay. So we're going to have the property up for planning and zoning to rezone it to commercial and annex it into the city at the same meeting. Right, okay. Date to be determined.
Okay. Is that all for you, Holly?
Yes.
Thank you. Number 10 is unfinished business, old business. Anita, I'll start with you.
I have nothing.
Holly?
I have one question, I'll say now. Do we know who planted the trees along the trail? I thought they looked really good when they were planted, but they are dying for some water. So I don't know. I don't know.
I think it was the Lions Club that did that, and one of their members, Joe Hensley, and his son were watering them when they first got planted.
Yeah.
They're a couple of years old now.
No, these brand new little baby trees.
Oh, they must have added something.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
They've only been in for a month or two. Yeah, they looked good at first, but now they're getting crispy. Okay, that's all. I was just wondering about that.
Bob, any old business?
I have nothing.
Roger?
Nothing.
Dr. Pyle?
No, sir.
Walter?
Just one question and curiosity. Was going back to the pool. You were asking about doing that test. I don't know if we ever got to do that. The tornado kind of got in the way back on Easter Sunday, and I'm just curious if we ever got back to that or not.
We will now. It's dried out sufficiently so that you should have apples to apples comparison on the leakage, so we'll get Public Works on it.
Cool.
Anything else, Walter?
No, sir.
Carol, any old business?
No, sir.
Mr. Lawver, old business? Crystal? Elena? Mr. Talley? Chief? Jay? Moving along, new business. Carol, I'll start with you. Any new business?
No, sir.
Walter?
No, sir.
Dr. Pyle?
No, sir.
Roger? Bob?
No, sir.
Holly?
Just let everybody know that next Tuesday, the 12th, is the back to school block party that will be on Broadway from 4 to 8 p.m. All the kids will be out there, all the families. Hope everybody can come check it out. And school starts August 18th. So get ready. Watch out for the kiddies. Thank you.
Anita, any new business?
Yep.
Steve, new business?
One item, we got a letter from FEMA in every, seems like 3 to 5 years, they redo the floodplain mapping, and they have started that process. Alligator Martin has responded to any changes that they're showing there will be. There will be some changes in the floodplains. We have a website that people can look at, and they can go on that website and they can actually look at the mapping, what the changes are. We do have, they're getting bigger, so we do have some more homes that are going to be within floodplain regulations that are going to be required to have flood insurance. They are all down in the bottom of Rustman Heights?
Fall Creek.
Fall Creek, thank you. All in the bottom end of Fall Creek. Some of them, they were already touching those properties, and we already have the supporting documentation for that. There are some that were not. When they were built, they met the designations at that time, and now they're moving them. So, and I am sure that we will have some floodplain ordinance changes to go along with these new floodplains also. So that's a very long-term process for them. They've been on it for about a year, and they estimate probably another year's worth of work on it before it's finished up. If people want to call me here at City Hall, or email me, I can get them the online mapping platform web address.
Anything else, Steve? Crystal? Elena, any new business?
Yes. The last part in your packet is some information from Pitney Bowes. The lease is up on the current postage machine we have. Because we did convert to the paper bills a year or two ago, they are recommending that we go up on the size of our postage machine. All of the specs are in there. He said that what we have right now is set to handle 500 pieces of mail per month, and in the last 12 months, we have averaged 4,000. At this rate, if we stick with that same machine, it's going to wear out quicker, and we are under a lease. He said the new one starts at 1,000 mailings per month, should not have a problem with 4,000, and it executes jobs at almost double the rate, and 8 cartridges last longer. There were extras that I did not opt into because we couldn't use them, but I asked him for a cost difference, and he said right now we spend on average $367 per month, and the new one without all of the unnecessary equipment would be $424. So I would like to get the upgraded machine, but I would like direction before we sign another lease.
I motion to get the upgraded machine.
Motion to upgrade by Holly Levine, second by Carol Wolford. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. 7 in the affirmative, 1 absent. Looks like you're going to get your new machine. Mr. Talley, any? Chief, any new business? Jay, any new business? Is there any further business before the council?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn by Dr. Pyle, second by Holly Levine. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. 7 in the affirmative, 1 absent.